Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. In this PLC tutorial, we will learn about countdown counter and how to use this in PLC software. So let's begin. As the name suggests, the countdown counter counts down every time when it receives an input pulse. And here is the flow of how a countdown counter works. We set a preset value in this counter, and whenever it receives an input pulse, or you can say when it receives an input signal, it counts down by 1. And when the count reaches to 0, the output gets turned on. And this type of counter is used for countdown application, for example packing or batch control. And now let's move into the TIA portal software where we will learn how to use the countdown counter. So I will be using here a normally open contact where we can provide the counter an input pulse. And from here we can pick different types of counter operations. As you can see it from here, we require countdown counter and it is CTD. So we need to double tap here on CTD and then click here on this window. So this right here is countdown counter. We also require the output, so I will be using an output from here. Now let's make the PLC tags. So I will be double clicking on show all tags. So we need to create 3 tags. So first one is the input pulse. So I'm writing here input underscore pulse. And the second tag is for the motor, that is the output. And third tag is for the reset. Reset will be used for the counter. And for motor we use Q as identifier, and for inputs we use I as identifier. Now let's get back into the main, and now let's assign these tags. So this is the motor and this is the input pulse, the normally open contact. This is input pulse, and this right here, this will be used for the reset, which we have created the tags already. Okay, and this is the preset value. We can manually assign any preset value. So let's say we assign 4 to this preset value. We need to turn on the simulation, which is already working in my case, so I'm just downloading the program. And then I am going to turn on the monitoring mode from here. When we run the simulation, this window pops up. So either you can create a new project or you can open an existing project. We need to go into the same tables from here by double clicking here, and these are the different tags we already have created. So you only have to click on here load tags in order to show all of the tags. Since I do not need these IEC counter tags, so I will be deleting these. I require only these 3 tags which we have created earlier. And now we have to adjust the window here so that we can access it easily. Basically we need to toggle these buttons, the reset and input pulse. So make sure that the reset button is unchecked first. And as you can see, this is written 4 on the top of the counter. When I give a pulse, it count down from 4 to 3, and when I give another pulse, it again count down from 3 to 2, because this is countdown timer guys. And now this is 1. Whenever it gets to 0, the output will get turned on, and as you can see, the motor has been turned on. So this is basically the concept of countdown counter. So it will not work further until we reset it. So when I check the reset button from here, now the motor has been turned off and the counter again gets back to 4. So we need to give it 4 pulses from the input pulse, and whenever it's gonna get to 0, the motor will get turned on. So that's all for this video on countdown counter guys. If you find this video helpful, then please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.